Jontay Porter has been banned from the NBA. Porter violated league rules by disclosing confidential information to sports bettors for betting purposes and betting on NBA games.
Do athletes risk their career when they get caught up in betting? Well, the NBA just banned Toronto Raptors player Jontay Porter for life because he was caught betting on basketball games and even sharing insider information with a bettor to help them win big. Back in December, Porter signed with the Toronto Raptors on a two-way contract. Finally healthy after some tough times, he started showing glimpses of his real potential in the NBA. He was great at setting screens and passing, making him a threat when he was on the court. In his last NBA game, he even had 8 assists in less than 21 minutes, a rare achievement for a centre. Porter's gambling actions, like changing how he played to help with certain bets, shine a light on the tricky situations athletes and leagues face with sport betting getting more popular. Porter didn't just start gambling out of nowhere, he started investing in cryptocurrencies back in college. Since September 2020, he's been sharing stock and crypto trading tips on social media, claiming to help run a service giving advice on swing trading, a kind of trading that tries to make quick money. These sorts of online groups where people try to get rich fast have become really popular, especially after the GameStop stock craziness in early 2021. Since 2018, the betting world has gotten much bigger. Back then, the Supreme Court said states could allow commercial sports betting, which led to a big boom. Now most states let people bet on sports both in person and online, so way more folks can join in. In 2023, sports betting made a whopping $10.92 billion, breaking records. How can sports leagues and athletes keep their games fair with so much sports betting going on? The league's report says Porter knew what he was doing. He'd been playing a lot in previous games, so he knew his worth, but he still tried to manipulate the game and his role in it, all to win $1.1 million, which is less than what he made playing just 11 games for the Grizzlies in 2021. And he bet against himself. It's normal to doubt yourself sometimes, but treating yourself like a worthless investment is a whole other thing. But that's what happens when sports betting becomes so easy that it makes you want to bet more. In 2012 and then again in 2014, they sued New Jersey over a law that would make sports betting legal there. They said that it would make people doubt the honesty of sports. Then in 2014, something changed. The NBA made a deal with FanDuel, a company that did fantasy sports back then. Fantasy sports got special treatment under the law, so FanDuel wasn't breaking any rules. Shortly after that, Adam Silver, who was new as an NBA commissioner at the time, wrote an article saying sports betting should be legal and regulated. It was clear where things were headed, and the NBA wanted to be a part of it from the offset. Over the next 10 years, the mix of legal gambling and sports coverage has become so common that it's hard to even notice anymore. In March 2019, Jontay was at the Denver Nuggets practice spot, watching his brother Michael play one-on-one with a buddy. It hadn't been long since he messed up his ACL and MCL during a scrimmage just 5 months earlier. He was really eager to get back on the court. Jontay could have gone pro after his first year at Mizzo in the 2018 NBA draft, but he chose to stay and improve his chances. Then the knee injury happened. It was a bummer, but he was supposed to be ready to play by the 2019 draft night. Actually, he was due for a checkup a few days before in March to make sure that he could run and jump again, but he had to cancel because of a huge blizzard in Denver that dumped almost a foot of snow. At the moment, he felt okay, and he was sure that he'd got the all clear soon, so he jumped in. "I guess I just got competitive," Porter told the Kansas City Star. "I wasn't really thinking about my knee, I just went for it. I felt like I could do anything." As the game heated up in the one-on-one match against Michael, Jontay felt his knee pop, according to the Star article. Michael screamed at him, asking why he'd play. By the end of March, Jontay was having his second knee surgery in less than 6 months. The impulsive decision changed the course of his career forever. 5 years later, almost to the day of his second surgery, another surgery would end his career completely. Porter, who used to play as a power forward for the Raptors and had been in the NBA for 4 seasons, got in trouble for gambling. The league announced his punishment earlier this week, which is seen as a warning to other players who might think about doing the same thing. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said in a statement that protecting the fairness of NBA games for fans, teams and everyone involved is super important, which is why Jontay Porter's breaking of our gaming rules is getting the harshest punishment. Porter got busted when a bet placed on his game performance seemed fishy to licensed sports betting folks, and a group that watches over gambling markets according to the NBA. The NBA found 3 things Porter did wrong. The investigation showed that between January and March of that year, Porter made at least 13 bets using a friend's account. He even bet against his own team 3 times hoping that they'd lose. Firstly, he bet on NBA games himself, which is a big no-no for players. They discovered that he used someone else's online betting account to make 13 bets, totaling $54,094 on different games. These bets didn't include games that he played in, but they did include bets on Raptors games that he wasn't part of. Secondly, Porter spilled the beans about his health before a March 20 game to a sports bettor. This insider information could have helped the bettor place bets and maybe even win some money. In Porter's situation, a bettor bet $80,000 that he'd played poorly in a game on March 20th. If the bet went through, they would have won $1.1 million during that game. Porter stopped playing after only 3 minutes, saying that he wasn't feeling well. But betting folks noticed something fishy and put a hold on the bet. After looking into it, the NBA figured out that Porter faked being sick so that the bet would pay off. The most extreme version of this would be throwing a game, but there are other things to manipulate too, like who scores first or who gets the most rebounds. The penalty the league gave Porter is the toughest that they could, and it's the first time since 1954 that the NBA's banned a player for gambling-related stuff. It shows that they won't put up with this, and that they're watching out for it while still working with betting companies. Sports leagues include the NBA, NFL, and NHL team up with licensed betting sites to promote sports betting and get a big chunk of the money made. For instance, the NBA works with FanDuel and DraftKings, letting fans bet during games through their app. Even the NFL has partnerships with betting companies, and the Washington Commanders have a betting spot in their stadium. According to Villanova University sports law professor Andrew Brandt, sports betting's all over the place in the sports shows that we watch. Porter's case lets the NBA say that they can watch the bad guys even though they're part of making this industry bigger. Brandt told Vox that one of the integrity companies used by these leagues flagged the Jontay Porter bets. Now Porter's banished and the NBA can claim integrity and simply remove a rogue player that transgressed. The sports betting market is set to grow even bigger in the future. Goldman Sachs thinks it will jump from a $10 billion industry to a $45 billion one eventually. Right now, 38 states and DC allow betting, and more might join in because of the big tax money that it brings. With sports betting becoming more common and easier to do, more people, including athletes, might get into it. This could mean more addiction, exploitation, and situations like Porter's. Leah Noah, who leads the Gambling Studies Center at Rutgers University, says that as more people gamble, more athletes might too, leading to more problems. Noah points out that athletes are more likely to develop gambling issues because they often bet on sports, which can lead to problems. What do you think about the whole situation? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you again.